so let's get started with, I would argue, one of the biggest news stories, Jay-Z and Beyonce. There are allegations that Jay-Z and Beyonce haven't done enough to help the Baltimore protesters. However, an award-winning filmmaker by the name of Dream Hampton says that's not actually the case. In fact, she posted about this on Twitter, and she claims that Jay-Z and Beyonce have donated tens of thousands of dollars to bail out some of the protesters that were behind bars as a result of being political activists. Let me give you some examples of the tweets that she later deleted. One of them said the following: "When we needed money for bail for Baltimore protesters, I hit Jay up, as I had for Ferguson, wired tens of thousands in minutes." She also said, and more stuff, too much to list actually, that they always insist folk keep quiet. So it's interesting to see that they get this criticism, but possibly behind the scenes, they're donating a significant amount of money to help these protesters. And I don't know exactly what was happening behind the scenes, but apparently Dream Hampton had to take down those tweets, and then she later somewhat apologized. She said the following: "Welp, I just got the 'can you shut the fuck up and head to brunch' text. Gonna erase my error-ridden rant. Hope you got your little screenshot." Okay, and of course, people did get their little screenshot. Now, she says error-ridden rant. I don't know which part of her rant was an error. It could be possible that they actually didn't donate the money. But for the sake of this conversation, let's just say that they did. I just want to make one quick point about how just because someone is a celebrity or a public figure or someone who has a high profile doesn't mean that they are obligated to donate to everything, to speak out against everything, to be role models. It's not fair to have high expectations of someone just because they're a celebrity. So would I prefer for them to help support the protesters in Baltimore? Yes. Do I think that it's obligatory? Absolutely not. Let's stop with the stupid pressure. And it's just constant. It's really, really frustrating. Drew, what do you think? Make your point.
I'm kind of piggyback off what you said. It kind of reminds me of just the fact that not every celebrity has to, even if they did it, maybe they do it on a quiet type of level. It has to be a public, presentation of showing them that they did this, and everybody's like, "What are you doing now? What are you going to do now?" It's so much pressure that it's like, even if they do it the right way, it's kind of like people still want more, and they're like, "Well, you need to do this, you need to do this," and it's
never enough.
It's never enough. So it's almost like, I feel bad almost for a celebrity because it's almost like they don't know, like how far they have to go when they want to show their support.
Right,
yeah.
And you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. I mean, by helping the protesters, they could get a lot of criticism from fans who don't agree with the protest. Exactly. So it's really, really difficult. I could understand why they'd want to do it quietly. In fact, I think it's even more admirable if they donated the money quietly. Right. Not everything needs to be a big public spectacle. Yeah. What do you think, Francis?
I mean, I think I'm going to go back off what you said as well, because you can have someone like Ray Lewis who took that when it came down to the Baltimore riots. He was very open about what he had to say, and he created this big video, and people applauded him, but also people got on his back and were like, "You shouldn't be getting involved in this." So there is that problem, and I think it is a lose-lose when they actually when they go in behind the scenes. I think that's so admirable. Someone I want to mention is someone like Cristiano Ronaldo, who's a big soccer player. People think he doesn't give enough back. Behind the scenes, he does so much for charities, and then people are now starting to recognize that. I think that's the most admirable characteristic, is someone in the celebrity spotlight doing it behind the scenes.
Absolutely. So here's the question for this story. If you ever went to jail, what would it be for, Francis?
I actually went to jail one time. Sorry.
You went to jail one time?
So it's like protocol in Scotland, right? So like,
to go to jail?
No, yeah, it is. That's partly one of the things. But it's protocol when I got pulled over. I was trying to impress a girl when I was like 15. I took my dad's car out, and I got pulled over, and I tried to claim I was my brother. So when they called my dad to confirm, my dad thought it was a prank call and was like, hey, okay, because my brother was with him. So they didn't believe that I actually was any relations to my dad. So they took me to a jail cell and kept me in there, and it was the most petrifying time of my life. It was only one night, but I actually was willing to stay in there for a longer period of time because then I wouldn't want to face my dad afterwards. So that's the price you pay for trying to impress a girl.
Oh wow! I didn't know that you were a criminal.
Bit of a wild child.
It's good to know.
Yeah.
Good to know.
Don't tell the government; I'll get thrown out.
Drew, what about you?
Well, if I had to go to jail, I would definitely go to jail for. Have you seen Grand Theft Auto, the game? I definitely would do that in LA. I would just drive. I would just reckless abandon, just try to just drive around. No more traffic. I just change lanes and just go and just run out. Just saying. Hopefully, like steal helicopters, do something crazy, and then.
Okay, so there's a page, and Drew and I are on it at the same time because that's exactly what my answer is.
Really?
I can't. I try not to have road rage. I've
Yeah.
moved closer to work to kind of deal with the traffic problems in Los Angeles. But the only time that like the worst part of me comes out is when I'm on the road and there's someone who either won't let me change my lane the second they see me put my blinker on, or people who will drive as slow as they possibly can in the fast lane. Why are you in the fast lane? Move.
Maybe late today.
Yeah. So I feel like maybe possibly at some point my road rage will get so bad that I'll do something that could be a felony.
Driving. Just
Right?
changing, crossing over the double yellow lines, just going, just gonna go.
Oh, I've done that
Going for
before.
it.
I've driven in middle dividers for like 2 blocks in a row. Like that was a long time ago, though. I've changed my ways. Anyway, I want to know what you guys would likely go to jail for. Maybe you already have gone to jail. Tell us what it is. If you're a political activist and you've suffered the consequences of that, I definitely want to hear your story as well. Comment in the section below. We want to hear your story.